Well, we already have 14 people watching. I can't see what's going on unless I get on my computer. Well, we already have so I won't be able to see comments. Mary Nelson, you're really pretty. No, I'm not. We won't lie about that. And I don't know how many times I'm going to have to refresh this on here to make it change. Where I can see new comments. Last time I was able to use my iPad. Hey Carl, what's up, brother? Now we have 20 watching. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I spent most of my day horizontally, right here on this couch. Actually, reading this here that Commissioner Tom brought to the show. Zach forgot it when he won the frame and poster. What's the thing? Yeah. I got stacks of books, stacks of Missouri archaeological publications, stuff like that, all over the place. A lot of people say they read and they don't. You can usually tell by their comments. It's the thing, you can usually tell when people are lying, especially, that's the thing about liars, is once they make up one lie, they have to make up another lie to cover that lie, and it's another lie to cover up that lie, and it's just a snowball effect. Hey Hal, how you doing, brother? So now it says we have 20 watching. Hey Richard. I'm doing this to talk about something. I have tried to add it to doing a cleanup video, and they all take forever. And live videos, I guess, are a little different. I haven't done a whole lot of live videos. Most of them when I was doing the podcast with Corey and them. Hey, Mr. Jackson, how you doing? Hey, Gary. Linda Turner. Jade, Chris. I'm keeping my volume down so I can't hear myself through the computer, you know what I mean? A little reverb, reback. You know, over the years, this is going to make 9 years I've been on YouTube. And, you know, it was never really a hard decision for me to decide to start sharing when I first got on social media. I basically got on YouTube and Facebook at the same exact time because I had been without internet and a decent computer for a long time. And actually it was through a suggestion by my doctor at the time. Actually, wasn't just my It was actually my surgeon who did the surgery on my back. I mean, he was more than just a surgeon doctor. Said, you know, you need to be doing things to add to your life, you know. Hello, Steven. Nice rack. Yeah, that's my big 160 you guys have seen on film. Brian. So, YouTube, you know, and sharing. You know, not just people that share, like on Facebook, the very first Artifact group wasn't even created till January 11th. So, there had already been tons of sharing going on YouTube with artifacts before it started on Facebook. And you take anyone that shares artifacts that they find, and they definitely share on YouTube, those people do that because they're absolutely the most passionate people when it comes to artifacts and prehistoric humans. And there's a ton of good qualities about social media. I mean, I have met and made some of the most fantastic friends that I probably ever will. Now, not everybody's going to be your friend. You can't make everybody happy. You are not a taco. Okay? Tacos make everybody happy. People do not. Another bad quality about social media is too many people think that they are overly obligated to their opinionated opinions. And that part I don't ever understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I have left comments on the people who post videos with the, oh, this rock is shaped like this because they used it like this and it fits in my hand. Or, you know, this rock, see, they carved a mammoth effigy. I have left comments on those people's videos because they're wrongly educating people because they have absolutely no education or research in anything to do with artifacts. And then they'll claim they want to, but okay, the rest of us really know the truth of that. And I've never tried to directly hate on those people. Not once. You know, I did give, what's his name? Oh, that really bad Periodala guy, Mountain Man, whatever. I did give him a little bit of a hard time, but it wasn't, I never, like, threw some direct hate, you know what I mean? Who else we got on here right now? Jeff Whitaker, Bobby Brewster. Show some thumbs up, y'all. Man, oh man, we're having a podcast. Go Irish. They're talking about geofacts, not artifacts. Absolutely. What's up, brother? Rockin'? Mo rockin'? Okay, so I don't lose my train of thought where I'm getting at. You know, it was just like Linda Turner said, show some thumbs up, y'all. Now, don't get me wrong here either. To each their own. Absolutely, it's always to each their own. But you will never find an old school tuber ask anyone to subscribe or ask to give the thumbs up. We just don't do it. We never have. Because we're not like trying to please the masses. We're not. You're not going to please the masses. Though you're going to have your group of people that are going to be your friends, people that love your videos, and they're going to watch no matter what. Either they're going to subscribe or they're not going to subscribe. It's either way for me. You know, rhetorically, it is very rhetorical. I care and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the people that don't like them, that don't want to watch them, for whatever reason. The reason I do them, I have come back, actually, because most people know I disappeared for almost 2 years. Because my physical health went like this, okay? My physical health is actually always like this, but that's beside the point. You know? Perseverance, Ranger up. Ranger up. Do you know what that means? Most people don't. You know, if people want to ask people to subscribe or like their videos, that's fine. You're never going to hear that out of me. And that's where I don't understand the thumbs down thing. You know, that's people with their letting their emotions override logic. Okay? That happens to a lot of people. I won't deny, I've been that way through my own life. Have let emotions over something override logic. I don't know if this air conditioner is too loud or what. It was hot in here, so I had to turn it up. So if there's something on YouTube that I don't like, I'm not going to watch it. And I have a very large liking interests in music. I like all kinds of music. Doesn't matter, country or heavy metal, regular rock, some, you know, you can call it pop or whatever, you know. I like a lot of female singers. If they have a good voice and it has a good tune, I like it, you know. You'll see one of them videos and it'll have 3 million thumbs up and 3,000 thumbs down. Well, do those people that are leaving that thumbs down really think that that person cares about that they don't like it or not? No, it's like me. I don't care if you don't like it. If you don't like it, don't watch. I don't watch stuff I don't like. That's why you will never see me bring political things into my videos. Before social media ever come about, before people started arguing all their political opinions, I hate politics. I hate politics. I think all politicians are crooks. And whoever I vote for, that's nobody else's business but my own. And the same goes for you. Whoever you vote for, that's your business. I don't care. Your political views have nothing to do with mine. It does not matter. I think the whole entire system needs revamped. All of them. They're all crooks. They have been stealing from this American people for 100 years. Last 75 years has been a joke. But that's the last year I go there. Let me look at these comments real quick so I can see who else is on here. Southern Outdoors, what's up, brother? Lee Gilbert, what's up, Brooksy? You don't know much. You don't know how much I enjoy watching your videos as a fellow Ozarkian. Right on, buddy. Etley man. Go Irish. Flint Hills, what's up, brother? Linda Turner, Action Jackson. If you're like me, you make the videos for your families and others that enjoy the Native American culture. What's up, Not Just Rocks, brother? Josie Wales, Steven Sparks. We got 40 now, 49 watching. Debbie Lee. Todd Royce, brother. Midmo Creek Master. Now, the thing I've been trying to address in this recent cleanup video is it started between two other people, okay? And somebody didn't like that the guy puts price tags on his arrowheads. Well, I don't care what anybody says about anything, really. But when it comes to artifacts, it is like any other thing that is collectible. Anything and everything that is collectible. There's a want and a demand for it from someone for somewhere. Okay? The past 50 years hasn't just been the start of people wanting to buy artifacts. That's been going on since the day people came to before people came to this continent. Any artifact from any state, as long as it's with your state laws, I don't care where you find it, how you find it, whatever, as long as you're doing it legally, What a person finds is theirs. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It doesn't belong to no Native American tribe. And that's some of the silliest comments I can't ever stand. And, you know, don't get me wrong there either, because I am Native American. I'm a little half-breed, a little third breed, okay? Most Native American cultures really don't care about prehistoric artifacts. You do get actual full bloods. They hunt artifacts. I know plenty of them. So when a person finds anything, doesn't matter what it is, that's collectible, been lost in time, been lost the last 20 years, whatever, that is theirs.
I know these last few months have been hard.
You know, what have we got going on here?
And I will be okay.
Hello, John.
And I will always.
Corey Ward, crooks and thieves. Ottawa, Ontario government is the biggest mafia. Yeah, you're probably right. The whole governments are the biggest mafia all the way around the world. If anyone has people that have really paid attention to history, I mean, come on. Who always controls the wealth and power? You know, there always has to be someone. That's ridiculous. My problem is when someone wants to lie and then take it even farther, okay? And this guy commented on one of Richard's videos, and that's the thing. If I grab my phone right now and show you, even when you remove a comment from your video or you block that person, that comment stays in your notifications. I read that comment. They should come out there and kick him in his face or whatever. Well, there's one person watching right now. That same person threatened 2 other people with, you know, verbally saying they're going to come there and assault them. You have never ever found another Artifact member in this community do that on YouTube. Not once. Then that person wants to lie to cover up that lie and throw in more lies again. And it's nothing but a bunch of big drama. And it's really stupid and it's really childish. And after this video and he leaves a comment, I'm going to block him. I block so many people on YouTube, it is ridiculous. I read comments on everyone's videos I watch. Even if I don't comment on that video of yours and I'm watching it, and someone leaves a dumb, ignorant comment on there, I go to their channel, I hit block user. You know why? Because it's just like my mother taught me. Anything anyone shares with you is a privilege. Anything anyone has ever shared that I see on social media, I take that as a privilege that they are sharing. No one is ever obligated to share anything with you. Nothing. That's the thing, you know, people, I don't know what's going on with society, but even people my age or a little bit younger or whatever, it's like they completely forget everything their parents or grandparents tried to teach them. And they throw it all out the window. And it's all because they believe that they are overly obligated to their opinionated opinions and that their feelings matter to everybody. Nobody cares about your feelers. If they're negative and they're bad, nobody cares. You know what people enjoy? They enjoy positive feelings. They enjoy positive actions. So I was done over that. I wasn't even going to ever even mention or bring anything up about it. Then I keep getting these screenshots that friends are sending to me by text or by Facebook Messenger. You should see what this dude is saying. Then he wants to call us looters and grave robbers. Well, most people don't know the true definition of looter, and I'm not going to go all into that. But it really is something that became from in wartime, okay? But a looter is someone who trespasses, someone who steals, someone who pillages. Pillaging means rooting through other people's stuff, going through other people's belongings. Looter is stealing what you're pillaging through, okay? To do that, you have to be trespassing. Trespassing, okay? We don't trespass. And for someone to even bring up bringing the bobcat, that's what they did, using an excavator to dig and rob grave goods. Well, most people that don't do Facebook have no idea what's on YouTube isn't even half of what goes on in the archaeology world. It is so much bigger on Facebook, it's ridiculous. Down in Texas, they've been digging camps with bobcats for 50 freaking years. And I've been seeing it for 10 years on Facebook. I dig out camps way faster than I ever could. They do pay digs where people come in. These people lease the land from whoever owns the camp that site is on. They bring in their equipment, big screens. They put out a big posting. All these people pay $100, $200, whatever. Come down to screen through dirt and pull out some arrowheads. Some people go home happy. Some people go home empty-handed. You know, and that's the thing about Texas. Same thing in Missouri. When you own your property, what you do with your property is your business. You paid for it. You pay the taxes on it. That means it is yours. The only time you find a stipulation on that is if you're buying property in some kind of a neighborhood that says, you know, we have these certain stipulations. You can't put a trailer house here. You can't do a modular home. You can't have junk cars and boats lying around. You know, well, that's the case of the DH site. You know, the dirty hole, where it is, there should be a $500,000 house sitting on it. There probably will be one of these days. You know, people, I've always brought up that destruction of sites. Destruction of sites. You want to talk about real destruction of sites? It's been going on across this whole nation forever. Forever. You take anywhere there is a waterway, any big waterway, any small waterway where there has ever been any kind of development. Everything from monstrous cities to little bitty towns to subdivisions, industrial, you name it. They have come through, wiped out the ground and covered it up. Everything that was picked up and recovered was done by people that were the first construction people on the job. Nobody never said anything to anyone. They buried it with whatever, a school, a condo, a shopping mall, and parking lots. And it's happened all across this country. And those sites were never even recorded as a site. That is destruction of sites. And you know what? Every time those people like that come across, it is said less than it is ever spoken about. You know why? Because it's not just some guy trying to make a couple $1,000s or whatever off some artifacts he finds so he can keep going to go hunt. We're talking gazillions of dollars all over artifacts. You know, that was the thing that got me the most about when I was reading all them screenshots that this person sent me that this other person's saying on YouTube. You know, they want to bark at somebody for selling artifacts, but then they praise someone. And don't get me wrong, I think this man is fantastic, okay? The person he's praising. This guy has made his career off of market artifacts, okay? Everyone on Facebook already knows I don't care for bought artifacts. If you know, unless you're my friend, I don't care what you bought. My friends know, and I see them buy something cool, I'm like, hey, yeah, awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad it makes you feel good. That's all I care about. That's all that's important. All that other market junk out there, I don't care about. I don't care about. And it's not I'm not trying to be offensive towards anybody because of that. It's just, it is what it is, right? Let me look at some comments here real quick. Then we'll see.
Got a tip about the school from a former federal prosecutor. Katie and I decided to go down to
Creek Comer, what's up, buddy? Got my whole bunch of rocks up here in Maine. Style went out last week in the search. I grew up on Cape Cod, lots there too. Yep, see, Paleo Hunter. He just said right here he did the same thing to him in Action Jackson. But he's gonna lie about it. You know why? Because liars have to continue to lie. That dude is a whack job. You are absolutely right. Hey, Corey, what you doing? Mike Burns. I'm hoping to go to a pay dig this week, bro. Awesome, Creek Comer. I hope you do good, buddy. Taylor, what's up, brother? Mo Muggy. Isn't sifting in the Ohio River illegal? I thought it's considered federal land to the high water mark. You know, actually for the Ohio, I don't think that there is a law on not being able to surface hunt. Now, as to dig and sift, that part I do not know. I do know though, same river, you go to the Indiana side, I've seen on Facebook where they are busting people just for surface hunting. If they were to catch you digging and sifting, you would go to jail. You know, and that's the thing. From state to state, there's all different types of laws. There are so many states where you're not allowed to surface hunt, let alone states where you can surface hunt, but you're not allowed to surface hunt on their waterways. Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, I don't know them all, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. You know, and that's the thing, too, you know, as long as you know your state laws and you're doing it in accordance, but then you know where somebody else lives, like let's say the state of Tennessee, you're not even supposed to be hunting on those major waterways. And then he encourages someone that they should be digging and sifting and that'd get that person in jail big time, let alone they ever get caught surface hunting. And that's crazy because they put their videos on YouTube. So, I mean, it's really kind of, it's ignoramus is what it is. It really is.
Would he get kicked out of college?
A high school diploma.
He's just jealous, brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's this where you at here? St. Louis Mountain Group is a prime example of site destruction. Absolutely, my brother Moroccan. You know what? When I went to Cahokia with him, there's so many smaller Cahokia mounds that are gone, right across from the Monk Mound. I didn't know it until he told me, and my brother, he knows a lot when it comes to that place. He used to go there all the time, and actually, if you ever want to know anything about a bird of prey, or probably any other bird, he's the man to ask. He'll tell you he knows, okay? They built a subdivision across from Monk's Mound. Development, wiped it out. The whole decade I've ever been on social media, I've never seen anyone say, oh, this came from such and such when they built the subdivision there at Cahokia. You know why? Because then people took them artifacts, never showed them, never shared them. You know what? We share more artifacts on YouTube than any museum in any state has ever done in their entire existence. Period. You're not going to see real artifacts in a museum. You know what they do? They put them in the basement. California has storage buildings. Storage buildings built just for nothing but artifacts no one will ever see. That's what is wrong right there. That's what is wrong. Hi, Roxy Mary.
There's no grades, there's no transcripts, there's no
145. Robert Rice, how you doing? Mike Burns, yeah, we got it into on his chat, very disrespectful. I wasn't nice after the way he started talking to me the way he did. That's what he does. He talks completely down to people. You know,
An institution that used its viral videos to attract more students.
oh yeah, Mo Muggy. Not to mention, he's on private property after the high water mark. That's the same law in Missouri, okay?
Were more than model minorities.
Most of the big creeks, okay, especially if it is a waterway that's in this Paddler's Guide to Missouri. These are all public waterways, okay? Every one of these, a ton of creeks, a ton of small rivers. A lot of creeks in Missouri are totally private. They are private property, okay? But in this book, if they're in this book, they cannot be deemed such, okay? Most of the time, every one of them has some kind of conservation area on them. That big creek I hunt all the time, it has 5 different conservation areas on it. DNR has it noted as a trophy smallmouth waterway, which we have a ton of waters like that. Wherever vegetation growth starts at the high water mark, that's private property. You know, we don't cruise down a creek and just jump off in someone's property and start digging or whatever. I've never dug anywhere someone didn't own it and say, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. You know, and that's the thing about calling someone a grave digger. That's not the first happened. That's the dumbest comment in the world. You know, maybe them guys that dug back in the 50s and stuff were interested in digging up the dead. Most diggers nowadays are not. I have never been. I'm a very spiritual person. So for me to even accidentally run into a dead person would probably be like really disturbing for me. Okay? That's the thing. We dig on habitation sites, okay? Places where they lived. Camps that those clans, those cultures lived on periodically at different times over and over and over and over. They never stayed at one camp for very long. Once the firewood was gone, it was time to move to the next camp. And they had a circle of camps. Who knows how many miles, who knows how long they stayed at each one. But they never stayed at one camp. They would return to it, but who knows if it took them 3 years, 2 years, what? Who died, who was born, whatever. My Dirty Hole site is nothing but a habitation site. Cucumber, Blue Ridge, Hardin Hill, Snakeland, all these places we go to. Paw Patch, even places that's one thing about YouTube or even Facebook. I do a lot of things that I don't share, okay? I will share in the future, but like finding new sites, I have certain systems to do that with. I have a huge list down here of all kinds of people I have to get in contact with, and even if they don't want me to dig on their property, as long as I'm able to go there and do a surface survey, and even pick up some manufactured flakes off of the ground, that property gets a pin and it goes into a special folder on my Google Maps. It gets a special page or 2 written in a documentation that that's a Native American site. Who knows? My nephews, maybe their kids, someone on down the line one of these days can pick all that information up and go back through it and go, hey, we need to go back to all these properties, see who's alive, see who isn't, see maybe if they'll let us hunt now. That's something not very many people do.
And other people saw this.
I spend hours sometimes. I have spent hours, days, months doing nothing but mapping. Okay, I can use a topographical map. I can find a campsite anywhere. I will put myself within the range of it. The rest is using plat maps. Finds out who owns it, their names, their addresses, Then you use Google to find their phone number. You call them up, you talk to them, you be honest. It's not very hard to do. We have 65 watching. You people are cool.
She stated that Nigel attempted to remove Mike's hand due to him turning red.
Kaiten, what's up?
Said that Mike stood Nigel up and placed him against a
Yeah, see right here.
second witness statement.
Paleo Hunter says Rocks is in West Virginia, where it is illegal to dig and sift. Now, I'm taking his word for that he absolutely knows what he's talking about. That's pretty hypocritical to say something about somebody who digs on their own property compared to someone who digs wherever they can find a place to dig up and down the river. I mean, I'm not here to justify my actions. I don't have to explain anything to anyone. I don't. That's why I kept making these, kept trying to go over this on a cleanup and trying to make it short, and I couldn't make it short. So I figured, screw it, I'm going to do a live video. I'm going to get where I have full interaction with my community members, because, you know, I never want to say anything bad about anyone. That's not my prerogative. But when you throw personal attacks at people with lies and rumors and slandering, that's wrong. And actually, in Ohio is one of those states where they take slandering in every amount very serious. Missouri has slandering laws, but it takes a lot more to get a slandering charge on someone in Missouri than it does Ohio. Ohio's very strict on it. Very strict. That's why anyone that's watched me knows in 2013 I had to do a video because Marianne Pemberton wrote an article for Indian Country calling me and all my YouTube brotherhood, she said, was nothing but a bunch of grave digging and robbers. Okay, well, I sent Indian Country all kinds of stuff through email, proved to them how she was wrong. They yanked that article and they sent me an apology. She has never written for that website again. You know why? Because she was filled with her emotions overriding simple logic. You know, I never hate on professional archaeologists, though they hate on us a ton. You know, that's the thing, people that aren't on Facebook and only on YouTube, every archaeologist is in those artifact groups. I have shared so much with them. A lot of them enjoy it, some of them don't. There's a lot of things that I've been writing that I have written and I have to proofread it 5 times and change things 5 times. A lot of people say I write good. Me, I'm my worst critic in the world. I am. I'm my worst critic. I always have been my whole life. You know, I'm not here for a bunch of drama. That's not what my YouTube's going to be about. I don't have to be on here. I don't have to post videos. I can go hunt artifacts all I want still, and my life would be a lot more simpler. The reason I share with social media is because I love the people that love it. I love the people I've made friends with. My passion goes just as blood deep as anybody else's passion that goes blood deep. I don't do anything but breathe, eat, sleep, poop. Everything I do is this right here. You know, that's the thing too, that's one thing I've loved about social media. With everything I've read and my own experience knowledge, I have gained so much knowledge from everyone else, especially when I have an impeccable memory and I remember everyone's finds, I remember how they found it, where they found it. You take all that and you collaborate everything together, and it is so mind-blowing. There's so many different aspects, variables, fashions, every fathomable thing you can think of, that it just adds so much more. That, to me, it could never be boring. You know, it's like bass fishing for me nowadays. If I can't go out on a good day, no, I'm catching a bunch, I'm bored. You know, because I've already done that. I spent my whole life growing up reading everything you could possibly find on fishing. I read everything, every magazine, watched every TV program. There wasn't nothing I didn't know about it. My dad always said I should have been a professional fisherman, and maybe he's right. You know, but nowadays all my physical strength goes to go out a few times for whatever it is, 4 mornings an hour, 4 hours a morning or whatever, 3 days a week, 2 days a week. Some days I might get lucky and get to go one day and get to go the next day. But you know what happens when I come home from those days? I shower, my butt hits this couch and I do not move. You know why? Because literally everything from my toes to my fingers to my neck kills me. Anyone that is new,
Okay.
I don't know if they paid attention and know or not. You know, the reason I left social media was because I had to take myself off of 195 milligrams of morphine that doctors had been feeding me for 8 years since my accident. You know, my spine makes degenerative disc disorder look like a joke. I not only lost inches in when I fell in surgery, but over time I've lost a lot of inch in my spine. And all that does is it squishes on every disc. Well, every disc is where every nerve in your body comes out to. So every one of my discs are being squished. That means every one of my nerves are pinching all the way through my entire body. The only thing they can ever do to fix that is complete spinal fusion from top to bottom, or put this great big ugly contraption already all the way up through it, which I already have a contraption in me about like this. You know, so when I came, I had to work, not just my soul, but my mind, to find my way over being able to force myself to do something physical, no matter how much pain it cost me. That's why you don't see carving videos for me anymore, because I can't hardly do it anymore. You know, it's just, and he had to throw that disability thing out there too. I hate that. That is so stupid. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Most people don't know. In Missouri, I don't know about other states, but in Missouri, if you're disabled, you can work a part-time job and make a certain amount, and it does not affect your disability. I've tried some part-time jobs. You know, the problem is, doesn't matter what kind of job it is, or if it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever, you have to be consistent in everything on their time. I can't even be consistent on my own time. As to how you're supposed to be consistent on somebody else's time. You know when they had me on all that morphine, I wasn't even legally supposed to be driving. Absolutely not. But it never intoxicated me. Some people, that may mess them up really bad. Me, it took care of my pain to a certain degree, and it made me a bad dork. You know, I watch my older videos nowadays, the first 4 years, I think, man, I gotta delete them. I look stupid. You know, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to leave it as it is. Let's look at some comments here. Yeah, I got by Steven. He says, me and Richard are the only reason he watches YouTube. Caton, WMO Trails, says, I was offended when Rocks called our material crap here in Missouri. Missouri has some of the most wanted material in this country. And one of these days, I'll get my material video done just inside the Ozarks boundary. That's not talking about northern Missouri, just what's considered the Ozarks boundary. We have 60 different types of chert that prehistoric people used. Then, even with those 60 different types of chert, so many of them have 6, 5 varieties themselves that make them look completely different than one another. I mean, that is another video I do need to get done. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely disrespectful, Mike Verns. Man, you guys are laying some comments down now. I'm having trouble just trying to keep up. Who's this, Kenneth? What are you referring to as the Great Spirit? You know, anyone that's watched my videos knows for a long time, almost every time I find a nice point or whatever, I'm always, thank you, Great Spirit. You know, you can call him whatever you want. I'm not a religious person. I call him the Great Spirit because that's what my Native American historical ancestors called him, the Great Spirit. A lot of people call him God. You know, Muslims have a different name for him. I don't know about other countries, you know. Buddha, you know, there's a ton of names for him. That's just, I don't know. Let's read some more comments. Yes, the Jose Jurful has 83 sites pinned on his Google. Some places where he probably just barely picks things up. I'm the same way. I don't care. I have spots that I mushroom hunt in my state parks. And, of course, you're never going to dig and you're not supposed to surface hunt in state parks. But I see spots where there's manufactured flake and I know it's a can. I have it pinned. But that's just so I can, there's a thing about being able to know how many sites, where so many sites are, and having them recorded that makes someone who's really considers himself an educational archaeologist, it's a good feeling. Hello, Kevin Klein. Yes, opinions of stupid people are worthless. Action Jackson, I need a cigarette. I need to quit. I quit for 3 years. Dumbest thing I ever did was go back. Pain and stress will make a person do all kinds of stupid things. No, Roxy Mary, in Arizona, you basically, I'm pretty sure you can pick stuff up if you're on private property, but not anything public land whatsoever. That's one of them ridiculous states. Lisa's Pieces. Hello, girl. She just posted a video today. Make sure you go check her out. We only have so many female YouTubers. So I give every one of them females the biggest amount of credit in the world. And I think Lisa's Pieces rock. She's a cool chick. Stellar broadcast, buddy. I gotta run later. You gotta come to Florida and go bass fishing with me. We got so bass. They drive diesel trucks. Yeah, Mo Muggy, I've never got to bass fish in Florida. I'd love to. I've caught a lot of big bass in my lifetime. Plenty 10-pounders, 8-pounders, but I just don't get to hunt like I used to anymore. Yeah, pharmaceuticals wreak havoc on the body. Northeast Artifacts, Josh Shoemaker wants to move to Missouri. Okay. Hello, Professor Nodule. So we have 59 watching now. A couple people dumped out. I need to grab something to drink real quick. Check out all this big bowl of strawberries I picked a while ago outside. I think I have 4 packs vacuum sealed up already, and I've been eating strawberry shortcake for a whole week every night. And it's 9:30, and I usually try to never open a Dr. Pepper up past 7 o'clock, but you know, I don't want to get too carried too far off the subject, but if you don't like somebody's stuff, you don't have to watch it. But don't go throwing out slanderous lies to try and make yourself look good. It was like I said earlier, I don't want to hate on anybody on here. And I don't want to, I just don't want to downgrade anybody. That's not the correct thing to do. But if you go look at that guy's videos and you look through his comments, most of all the people that comment on his stuff, very few are actually people that are in our large artifact community. When you do videos for other types of things like bottles and marbles, whatever, you get an entire other set of people. I watch everyone's artifact videos, and I remember so many people, it's ridiculous. My memory is impeccably ridiculous, almost photographic to over 75%, so I don't forget a whole lot. You take most other people in Ohio that are been on YouTube for a long time, I don't like that guy. Absolutely not. He's a poser. He is a poser. And that's the thing. I even read one of the screenshots somebody sent me this morning was, I guess he was trying to directly talk to me, thinking I'm getting on his little page and reading them. Absolutely not. People do that for me. I don't have to do it. That's the thing. When you have a lot of really good friends, your really good friends will always stand by your side. But I never need anybody to stand up for me. I'll stand up for myself. I've been doing it my whole life. But I have never in my life ever had to verbally threaten someone with assault. That's childish. And actually, that really says a lot for a person. That person is probably really mentally unstable. And, you want to talk about being a good community member? You see that? Just that case right there? That's all Ohio artifacts from just YouTubers in Ohio. I have a couple of Hearthstone pieces that normally belong in there, but they're in my Hearthstone case over here because that's how I like it when I go to shows. I have an entire case, a huge case over on that wall that is filled with artifacts from other YouTubers. I have a case down there. Over there, there's a cabinet that is plumb full of artifacts. And I have sent out my own personal finds, as all those are from those people, back to those people and even to more people. We give our personal finds to each other. Things we have found on film even. Heck, one year, I think it was Elvis, Rockett, Ohio, said I gave everything away I found that summer on the creek. And I basically did. Because that's appreciation for the people who appreciate the things for you. I don't get some people. Hey, my nephew Jacob Barton's on here. Awesome. He likes the deer in the back. I'm not even going to do it from 600 miles away. Hello, Calvin. Kevin Klein, I'd like to send you some stuff I make, Brooksy. You don't have to do that, buddy. I have a lot of stuff. I gave stuff away too. It's awesome seeing people happy. You know, that's the thing about our YouTube artifact community. You know, a lot of us are also on Facebook, and we are all connected that way. And I am a lot different on Facebook than I am on YouTube. I am pretty transparent on YouTube too. But if you were to meet me outside of social media, I am a full transparency person. I'm that way everywhere, anywhere. I don't think being online or being in person should be any different. I am the same exact person all the time. There's quite a few people that have all met me and they can all say the same thing. You know, I just don't understand how people think they can make assumption and lies and think that they can justify that as right. You know, it's not right. It's not right at all. I got 69 watching. A bunch jumped on real quick, and I think we're getting to probably about an hour long. Because I wanted to keep this live feed short enough where I can keep it on the channel and people will jump in and watch it. Now, I know me, how I am. If someone has a live video on, I don't want to watch it after the fact. I want to watch it while it's going on. So I don't watch a lot of other people's pre-recorded live feed videos. You know, I'll watch like the first 15, 20 minutes of it and then I'm bored and I gotta move on. So I wouldn't expect anyone to do that, want to watch my live feed video if it's 2 hours long. But there's a lot of important things that need to be said here. I mean, you know, I'm not going to go to some other state to hunt because, I mean, I don't have to. I can stay right here next to home. I have, because I like to go meet people and hang out with people, but you know, whatever your laws are in your state, that's your state. If your state doesn't allow you to do something, that's not our fault. That's not my fault. That's not anybody's fault in Missouri. Missouri is a pretty lax state to a lot of things. We are one of the biggest gun rights states there is, period. A lot of people don't like that. Well, we're rednecks. Did you know YouTube is getting so bad with censoring you can't even put redneck in a comment? Even if you're speaking about yourself? I noticed Hal and Flintsball having a conversation and they had edited out, had deleted one of their comments because they said redneck. So I left Flintsball a comment calling myself a redneck, and they took it out. That's just ridiculous. It really is. You know, there is a lot of great things about sharing artifacts. And I love artifacts so much. It doesn't matter if it's broke or if it's a G10. They are all the same thing to me. You know? And that's the thing. You know, everyone knows through the years up until like recently, last year and a half, me and Richard have been hunting a lot together. We did a couple times beforehand, but we've always been friends. You know, and I've known Richard way before social media. Richard is a really good guy. I mean, 2 times in his lifetime, he has raised someone else's kids. Went above and beyond to adopt kids and raise them so hopefully when they become an adult, they become good people. And he did concrete his whole life before he took over his dad's bonding business. Okay, his dad was a longtime sheriff here. He is still a highly respected man, still has a lot of political pull in his own county and surrounding areas. And 20 years ago, they were about ready to do something else, and Richard said, heck no, let's not do that. I'll take everything over. So that gave him the opportunity to be able to hunt arrowheads more. So what? People don't like that. I seen a comment one time, somebody said, oh, he's making money off of people. That's so wrong. That is like the most ignorant comment ever. You know, it's not our fault there's criminals out there. In the state of Missouri, if you get thrown in jail till you're found innocent or guilty, you have a bond. Okay, someone has to pay that bond for you to get out. You pay a bondsman 10% of whatever they're supposed to be covering, and that releases you until you go to court. That's a pretty respectable job, actually. I mean, somebody has to keep tabs on the criminals. Our county, meth is bad everywhere in the country, but Richard will tell anybody 95% of his bonds are due to methamphetamines. That should tell you how the war on drugs has gone over really well. That stuff is evil. It's terrible. We've had people before try to, oh, only meth heads are diggers. Only meth heads are diggers. Meth heads can't find artifacts. And if they do, they're great big ones they're looking up upon. Me and Richard was going somewhere. We was going to the Pawpaw one day. We passed this little creek. And there was these two guys by the bridge. They're bent over, staring at the ground forever. We go to the Pawpaw for 3 hours. We come out. They're 50 yards away on the other side of the bridge doing the same thing. I'd have had 4 miles that creek hunted in 4 hours. So that ought to tell you something. You guys have got comments going on here so fast I can't even keep up. Yes, Eric West, it is sad. Meth is everywhere. It is the devil's drug. Absolutely. It takes good people and it turns them into crap. You know, I can give you a really good example. My ex-wife, okay? I don't know what happened. She flipped the lid, went nutso. She was a bright woman. She had been in college for 3.5 years, holding a 3.5 grade average in computer science and business management. Had another year to go to have 2 bachelor degrees. Okay? Something happened to her, she went out the handle, we split up. She's been messed up on meth ever since. She's a piece of trash nowadays. She's been in jail. You know, everybody in the country that knows her has seen her face from every time she's been arrested. And it's a shame because she was a beautiful and smart person. She's none of that now. I've seen it happen to so many people. We have a little trailer park. Only got 5 trailers in it, just across the woods from me. They're all a bunch of meth heads. Cops have problems all the time. The place where I live at, because of those people, now we're having to put up a fence and no trespassing signs. We've always had cameras outside. I had cameras. Trust me. So we know everything that goes on. Sorry to hear that, Kevin Klein. My condolences. Yeah, see, Jeff Fink, The Riverfront Times had an article saying all diggers are meth heads. Just totally slandering of anyone who wants artifacts. Oh, Jacob, don't hang around those people, buddy. Don't ever touch that stuff. Please don't. I love you to death, my nephew. It's the worst stuff in the world. Absolutely. Venom Wonderful. Hey, Brooksy, the artist formerly known as Addle Hey, Clay, what the heck? I was wondering where you had disappeared to. I guess that's your new channel, huh? Venom Wonderful. I'll have to come subscribe to you. Mike Burns poison is absolute poison. You know, it's a wrong thing to do. People and their overly obligated, opinionated opinions. It's ridiculous. You know, that's the thing. If you're out in real life and you're having a conversation, you basically just don't have conversations with people whose opinions don't match each other. Now, of course, there's plenty of times me and my friends sit around and we talk about all kinds of things that we have different views on. We talk about them like adults. We don't insult each other and cut each other down and say, you're wrong, I'm right. Who's to say who's right and who's wrong? You know, unless you're a total POS, a liar, a thief, a rapist, a homicidal maniac. You know, those are the bad people. People can't just make assumptions and lies about whoever and think that's right. It's not. You know, and the only people that are special in this world are children. Once you're an adult, once you're a teenager, in my eyes, you are no longer special. Okay? You get that I'm special out of your little head. I try to leave out the rude comments. I apologize for that. You know, but sometimes it's so hard. Especially when you read a lot of things and you think, man, you people not have any expansion to your mind? You think very, very small, you know? Everything in life is a work in progress. You can never stop growing as a person. Growth is never ending, okay? It's as much as archaeology. Archaeology is always going to be never-ending discoveries, never-ending of putting pieces of the puzzle together. I have actually thought about doing a second channel to be a motivational speaker for people that have to deal with any type of chronic pain or anyone who deals with any type of mental disability. Because so many people get caught in this little, like, trench, I'll call it, okay? They're coming along, life is just fine, all of a sudden something bad happens, and then they fall into this trench. And they stay in that trench forever. They never get out. They let themselves just, whether it's physically or mentally, they just keep letting themselves get worse and worse and worse. Or they get to this stage where they just float. They just stay the same. They never grow. They never try to change. They never try to do anything to make themselves better. And it doesn't matter what is wrong with you physically or what is wrong with you mentally. You can always climb out of that trench and keep moving forward. But it starts with a lot of work up here and a ton of work in here. It is all in the mind, in the heart, and in the soul. And I have been working at that not only my whole life, but especially the past 13 years. That whole year, 2015, I didn't get off this couch except to go to the store or to the doctor, or the 5 times they had me in the hospital, I was having to work my brain and my soul harder than I ever had. And I do that every day. And every day since then has been a continuous growth. And I don't like to see people get stuck in that trench and stay. I don't. I want people to know that no matter what ails you, of course, you're always going to have that point of where at that time you can't go any farther, okay? But you can rise above everything that ails you, no matter what it is, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's all you. You have two choices. You either rise or you fail. There's no in between. You rise or you fail. I have spent, since I was 14 years old, most of my life with psychologists and psychiatrists. At the end of 2015, a director of people that deals with all types of people that have any type of problem told me I understand that stuff better than most of the people that work under him that do have a degree. And I don't. But I've been in it my whole life. I work my mind all the time to understand everything. I'm not the type of person, I get distracted sometimes by watching TV just because my brain is thinking so many things that's going on in life. It never wants to stop assessing and evaluating everything. That's part of who I am. That's part of OCD. Oh, I love Specs World too. Man, you guys got the comments flying up here so fast I can't even I can't even keep up. Wes Johnson, I have grown as a person since I started looking for arrowheads. That great spirit you talk about, I choose to call him grandfather. Hey, that's good. Everybody just teach their own, you know? I mean, there's all kinds of people I disagree with. Their views, their actions, but you know what? I keep it to myself. I don't care. Other people forget that. Other people really forget that. Absolutely, Caton. Exercising the mind is the best thing we can do for ourselves as humans. It is time to step into the next evolution of ourselves. And that becomes because of social media. Social media, when did Facebook start? 2008 or something? YouTube 2009? We are seeing a large demise of our society because of social media. And more people use it in a negative manner than in a positive manner. And it's time to change that. It really is. There are so many different things that we can correct and fix if everyone works together. It's very simple. But then again, rhetorically, it's complicated. See, here's Eric West. He says, I'm a 50-year-old grandpa that's been a concrete finisher for 35 years. I won't let pain stop me from living. Gabapentin is a miracle drug. Okay. That's the thing about pharmaceuticals. They affect everybody in all different types of ways. You have all different groups, a majority of people. Okay, it doesn't matter what pharmaceutical it is, whether it's for pain, whether it's for something psychiatric or whatever, it affects everybody differently. Lyrica and gabapentin is something they've been feeding me off and on for a long time. Both of them are harmful to my body. Gabapentin actually did some pretty good harm to me, and if you Google it, there is a lot of study nowadays that shows where gabapentin is harmful. But, you know, it's like other drugs. One that is harmful for someone may help someone else. We all have such a large different in chemical makeup in our body that all that pharmaceutical stuff is still, I don't care if they've been giving it out for 100 years. What we know now will change within a couple hundred years. I promise you that. We may not be alive to witness it, but I promise it'll change. It's completely different. All right, Jacob, you're out of school, ain't you? My nephew Jacob, you know, that's the thing. I've only got to meet him one time when I went back to Illinois in 2010. And my brother, his father, I love my brother to death, but he's an alcoholic. He has ruined his life over alcohol. That's one of the most known drugs to man, is alcohol. Alcohol ruins people's lives terribly. It makes me sad, it really does, because I do love my brother. And I always will, you know. And I know my brother loves his boy. He does. He loves his boy more than anything in this world. But his addiction to alcohol has ruined that. Meth does the same thing. Heroin does the same thing. You know, I hope I've just basically gotten my message across. You know, I don't want to keep going over the same thing and over the same thing. It's just, it had to be addressed. I mean, the guy's lying. He keeps making up more lies to make up more, cover more lies, and it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna deal with it. I don't. This is the end of it right here. I'm gonna leave this video up, and after he leaves a comment or whatever, I block his channel. Don't. And I already told everybody, don't send me any more screenshots of what he's saying, because I don't care. If I don't know about it, I don't have to care about it. You know? It's you people that I make these videos for. It's you people that I love. It's you people that I care about. See, Mike Burns has to take some pain medication. He says the only time he takes is after he hunts. And he doesn't like to take it then, but sometimes he has to, you know. And it's different for everybody, you know. I can go back to the doctor any day I want to, and I'll walk in the door and say, fill me back up. They're going to fill me right back up, but it's my choice not to, because it not only killed me once, but it almost killed me twice. And I can't count the things I've read where people taking morphine for so long, they don't expect you to live 20 years. You're not going to live 20 years taking that stuff. I'm not looking to check out anytime soon at all. Dustin Von Holt, so what's Rocksteel? I haven't heard yet. Dude, when I stop the video, go back and watch the first 30 minutes. I doubt the other 53 watchers want to hear that again. But seriously, he's a child. He needs to grow up, get with life. Hope y'all have a great week, man. I really do. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you talking. It is what it is, man. I'm off here. I think we're like at almost an hour and a half of a live feed. So all I can say is thanks for listening. Thanks for being good community members. And we will see you. I'll get a little cleanup. And I can do a real short cleanup just about the rocks. Nothing else. Just the artifacts I found. Because that's what we love. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. Later, Jade. Take care, Jeff Riggets. Stephen Sparks. Good night, brother. And he says to all the viewers, you guys are a great community. Really, you are. You want to see something before I go? I mean, these are rocks that I can't even put away yet. I mean, a lot of them are broken, but there's a lot to learn from them. I love them too much to put them all in a box. This is where I keep all my new finds at. My new finds have to stay here and get scoped and studied for a long time before I put them up. It doesn't matter if they're broke or if they're whole. That's just how it is. So, thanks for coming along, everybody. I'll get a little cleanup video tomorrow on what me and Richard found the other day. Later. How do I stop this?